I'm so happy to be here today. So we're going to talk about how to put your acquisition on steroids with automated landing pages, personalized landing pages. I'm Pierre, I'm the co-founder of Bulk. At Bulk, we assist SMBs and startups on their design and marketing challenges. We help them in particular on the creation of their visual identity and their websites, from the architecture to the integration. We use mostly Webflow to actually build our customers' websites because it's, I think you guys know it, an amazing tool to actually create a fully customized website and also allow anyone on the team to actually modify the website with the editor without breaking anything. And we feel that this is, because of that, it is the best website builder today. Today's presentation, my aim for today is to show you how to build automated landing pages in a really hands-on session. So hopefully at the end of this session, you will be able to do it by yourself without any help. And as Alejandra said, you will be able to ask your questions in the Q&A session at 6:15 p.m. So to start, let's imagine that you're a marketer in a B2B company and you have the task of acquire new qualified leads. And you were thinking about that and you thought about making a campaign, an acquisition campaign, where you would be able to actually tailor as much as possible the messages and the landing pages you will send to your leads. Problem is that would require you to create more than 50 landing pages, because when you launch an acquisition marketing campaign, you have to send many messages, because not everyone will actually open your emails, will read them, will click in them, will visit your landing page, and so on and so forth. So you have to send more than 50 messages to 50 different people to actually have an ongoing campaign. And so you're thinking, creating 50 landing pages in less than a week, it's like an impossible task. But what if I told you that was actually possible? And what if I would explain you how to do it? You would want to, let's go, right? So then let's go. Just before getting really into the how-to, I just wanted to do a brief introduction about lead acquisition, just to make sure everyone is on the same page. So a lead acquisition flow is almost the same for any company. You've got your website or your landing pages where you actually explain what is your product or your service. And then you have this landing page as a single objective, that is to have people actually contacting you or buying from you or trying out your service or your product, like on Webflow's website, for example. And you want to send some people onto this landing page. So you can tap onto different channels. They could be social media, like Facebook, Instagram, by posting stuff on this social media, or even running some ads. You can also get some traffic from search engines. The most obviously well-known is Google, and you can do either SEO, so rank into the search results, or SEM, basically showing some ads on Google. You could also send some emails, some marketing campaign via email, or even cold emails. So send emails to someone that actually doesn't know you, but you feel could benefit from your product or your service. And you could do the same with LinkedIn, for example, by adding and sending messages to people that are into your targets, basically. Now that we all know what's user acquisition, let's dive into use cases that this presentation was based upon. The first one was created with Dezio, which is a French growth marketing agency. And they've been like, I've been working with them, and they have been creating this marketing campaign for one of their clients that's called Forepass. Forepass builds platform that allow you to build and scale native AI applications on any cloud. And I've been working with Dezio to actually create the landing pages. And then after that, we've also been created that at bulk for Didomi, which is the leading consent and preference management platform. And the acquisition flow that we actually imagined was this one. We basically would send cold emails or LinkedIn messages to our leads. Then our objective would be to actually schedule a meeting with them, either by them answering our messages or sending them to a landing page that would actually explain what here Forepass or Didomi actually does and why it's useful for them, in order to actually have them want to meet with the salespeople of these companies. The thing that's important to understand for both of these customers is that they target really big companies with really big annual budgets, over 10,000 euros a year. And so we felt that we could afford to take a bit more time to set up the campaign than usual to actually have a really effective campaign. And so I thought, what if we could create personalized landing pages so that they really feel tailored and they really show that we really care about the leads that we are contacting. We actually had the idea, the team at Dezio, to be completely honest, had this idea by looking at what Hull was doing with Typeform, where they've been creating these basically personalized landing pages to convince Typeform's teams that Hull could be their next growth engine. And they have been making these landing page with personalized information, such as here a photo of their Series A that was back in the day, to really show that they care about them. We also knew about Alan, which is a French health insurance company that has been making these personalized landing pages to send their proposal to the person in charge of the health insurance into the company, instead of sending PowerPoints, basically. These PowerPoints are here, in this case, the landing pages, contains all the details to help the company employees to decide whether Alan is a good health insurance company for them or not. And by sending these landing pages, the sales team actually knew that the information was shared across the company, because they could see people connecting on the page. And they also knew when to actually is the best time to go back to the person in charge of the health insurance for the signature of the contract. And they say, thanks to these personalized, tailored landing pages, they transform 80% of these highly qualified leads into customers. So we were impressed by what both of these companies did. And at this point, we were convinced that it was possible and that would be really efficient for both our customers. But we run into a few issues. The first one is that we needed a lot of personalization. And the sales team and the marketing team in both companies are not highly technical, even us. We know how to code a bit, but we are not like engineers. And we couldn't afford to spend today, or even for this matter, 2 hours to create each page, because we would have to create from 50 to 300 pages to actually launch the campaign. So it would take too much time. It wouldn't be interesting financially. And this is where comes in Webflow, obviously, and especially the CMS features, because thanks to the CMS feature of Webflow, we would basically be creating these CMS pages that you could create, you could use to create some blog posts, but that will here use to actually create landing pages, and each different and personalized with the brand image and the messages tailored for our leads. With Webflow, all our issues are actually addressed, because we need a lot of personalization, and thanks to the CMS capabilities, that's possible. We are non-technical sales and marketing team, but that's okay, because they don't need to actually know how to code and how to make a website, because they can use the Webflow editor, and by using it, creating a landing page is as simple as filling a form, and everyone almost in this earth know how to fill a form, so problem solved. And it will allow us to actually create a page in few minutes, if not seconds, because it just will take the time to fill the form. And so it would make this whole process possible. So we decided to use Webflow. And at that stage, we just went and created the landing page in Webflow. We've been creating the design, validated, make it valid, validate it with the client, and then integrate it into Webflow to have our customized landing page. Here is a landing page we did for Didomi, and it's targeting Crédit Agricole. As you can see, we have Crédit Agricole's logo. It's a French bank, for those who don't know. We have here their name, and here a screenshot of their website. Then we've got another section to explain what Didomi is and why it's interesting for them. And then we really wanted to to make the page feel really, really, really personalized. So we actually created this image where you have Crédit Agricole's website, or any lead's website, basically, with, on top of that, Didomi's consent pop-up, so that they can project themselves into being Didomi's customers already. Then another few other sections, and we end this up with a call to action section, where we actually have a contact form where they can contact us, basically, and get a meeting with one salesperson of the team. Now we have our landing page. We could basically create a new one for a new lead by using the designer or even the editor, and anyone on the team can do it. So we could consider that our job is done here. But as you remember, in our case, we had to create between 50 to 300 landing pages, and building them one by one would take too much time. Even if it took only minutes, it would take actually at least a day or two to create all the 50 to 300 landing pages. This is here that another Webflow feature comes in, and this feature is the CSV import, where you are able to, by importing a CSV file with all your data, to create many CMS items, and here many landing pages in few seconds, as you'll see just after. So we'll just do that, and this phase is in two parts. The first one is actually you have to prepare the importation. And so to do that, we've created a Google Sheets file with the information we would need into our landing pages: the slug, the company name, the company logo, and the company website, which is basically a screenshot of the website. And here you see the logo URL and the website image URL. It is because as we're importing a CSV file into Webflow, we can't, and it's basically a text file, we can't add images into it directly. So we have to give Webflow a URL where the logo or the image, whatever it is this image, is located. So this is what we did here. And I've just used a Google Sheets formula to actually display the logo that's behind this URL to be sure that's the right one, basically. Same for the image. Just as a side note, I've actually used a personalized formula to actually to get the company URL and the company logo. You will find all the information about it at the end of the talk, because I will be sharing this file to you so that you can use it and to import any information into Webflow CMS. And so once we had all the complete list of our leads, I created a second tab that you can barely see here with just the information that I needed into my CSV file. So basically, I have the slug, the name, the logo URL, the image URL, and I've added the page URL just to be sure that the slug is actually working, but you don't even have to do that. So now we have created our landing page. We have created our CSV file to actually create the other 30, 50, 300 landing pages. And so we'll basically import the data directly into Webflow. To import the data, it's actually quite simple. You have to go back to Webflow Designer and then go into your CMS collection, click on Import, and here you have like the possibility to upload your CSV file into Webflow directly. You can map each column in your CSV to an existing field into your collection. So here, the URL, the name, the logo, the website screenshots. And here on the right, I can actually check that everything's working as I want it to. And I can even, before importing my analysis, displaying several items to be sure that each information is the right one at the right place. And then I can click into import, and basically Webflow is like doing its magic where it's importing the CSV. Once the CSV is imported, the import is completed, you can close the window and then just try it out. Here I can try it with Back Market, for example, and I see it works. Let's go with Easy Voyage or even Flixbus. And then I can also scroll down to be sure that everything's working also below and to see that it worked perfectly, because I have my screenshot with my consent pop-up and then the logo above it. So it works perfectly. I'm happy with it. And so I can just hit publish to actually like create in matter of seconds all my landing pages that I've just imported into Webflow. And voila. You saw that within a few seconds inside Webflow and in few minutes or few hours at least, we were able to create several landing pages that are really completely customizable for each and every one of our leads. I've shown you a few things that you can change. You can also change entire blocks of information if you want to. But now that you have the idea, you can do your magic to actually tailor it to your campaign and to your leads. Just before wrapping up this presentation, I just wanted to tell you that there's a third option to actually create some CMS items into Webflow. So you can create them into the designer or the editor of Webflow. You can create them by importing a CSV into Webflow. And you can also use Zapier to connect Google Sheets to Webflow and make it so that every time a new row is created in your Google Sheets, a new item is created in Webflow. What's interesting with this technique is that you don't even have to log into Webflow to create new items, because you just have to have access to the Google Sheet and add some information there to create a new landing page. That makes the process even more simple for your sales, marketing, or any team that would work on your website for this matter. So the results we have, thanks to Webflow and Google Sheets, we were able to create more than 50 landing pages that were really personalized to each and every one of our leads in less than 2 hours, counting the creation of the CSV file. And it saved us at least 1,000 hours, if not more, of work to actually launch this campaign. I hope that this presentation was useful. If you have any question, let's meet at 6:15 p.m. for the Q&A. If you want to get the Google file that I've been showing you, I'm just going to share it right now in the chat. And I just wanted to thank the Webflow team to actually give me this amazing opportunity. And I wanted to thank you all to be here today. Hope this was useful. And I'll see you around. If you want to contact me, you can actually send me an email, contact me via Twitter, LinkedIn, or even on Bulk Studios website, and we'll answer you any way we can. Thanks a lot.